Joining us right now, as he does every Friday at this time, is our pal Scott Abraham, sports director from ABC7 and Anchor. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good morning, fellas. Happy Friday.
Scotty.
Happy Friday to you.
It's always good to talk to you. Hi.
How we doing?
We've been taking calls. We threw the question out to the listeners. Is this game a trap game? And I don't believe it's a trap game at all. It could be a down game for the Commanders after such a high with the win over the Bears with the Hail Mary. But I don't think it's a trap game. But the Giants usually play the Commanders pretty tough. I mean, we saw that in week 2. They get after the quarterback, lead the league in sacks. Dexter Lawrence, even though he's the most double-teamed player in the NFL, it's I think almost 75% of plays he's almost double-teamed every play. But your thoughts on this matchup going up to New York after that win last week?
So I was listening to you guys earlier, your segment on the Commanders, and I have to agree with EB. I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie because these NFC East games, they're rock fights, right? I mean, you're gonna blow a team out by 20-plus points, 14 points, and they're coming off such an emotional high, an all-time emotional high with that Hail Mary win. And you got a Giants team that's wounded, that's battered. They haven't won a game at home. This is not going to be an easy game. I think it's going to be a very close game again, 3-point game. Play here, play there is probably going to decide this one. I think the Giants are going to try to make this ugly, win ugly. And they're going to want to try to run the football, time of possession, keep Washington's offense off the field. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than many Commanders fans believe right now. And you look at the track record of Washington and how they've been doing against teams they should beat, and they've been handling their business. They've been blowing teams out that they should beat. Can this be the same situation? Certainly, but I just have a feeling that this is going to be a tough game for him.
Scott, what is the level of concern about B-Rob's health? You look back at the first matchup in week 2, he trampled the Giants, 17 carries for 133, almost 8 yards per carry, but he's got a hamstring injury at this point. Talk about his status, and are we going to see a little more of Austin Ekeler because of the dinged-up hamstring at this point for B-Rob?
Honestly, guys, I mean, it's week 9. I think everybody's a little bit banged up and bruised, and these guys haven't had a bye week yet. And, we talked to B-Rob on Wednesday. Didn't really show that he's injured or it's going to limit him. I think he's going to be fine. I think you're going to see Austin Ekeler. I think you're going to see that duo that's been tremendous all season long. So I'm not too concerned about B-Rob. The guys that I'm looking at that, you got to monitor Frankie Louvu. He hasn't practiced all week, so you want to see him get a limited session today. And then let's not forget about the left tackle, Cornelius Lucas, who's been alternating with Brandon Coleman. Lucas has that ankle injury. He hasn't practiced all week, so you want to see if he gets a limited session because it'll be difficult for both of those players if they don't practice today in any type of fashion that they're going to be playing on Sunday. So I think those are the 2 injuries to monitor for this weekend.
So no concern about Jayden being limited?
No.
Yeah.
None at all. I mean, they said last week this is an injury that, it's not going to get worse when he plays or if he, exudes energy or plays his style of football. So you got to put that trust, as I said, into GM, Adam Peters, the coaching staff, the training staff, that they're doing Jayden right. He was on the microphone on Wednesday. He said he's good to go, and I expect Jayden to be out there, no problems on Sunday.
All right, now what is the answer? See, what scares me about this game is I don't think that our guys, if you heard the segment, I don't think they're going to overlook them, right? I don't think this group is like that. I don't think the staff is like that. I don't think they leave a stone unturned. But it is going to be challenging. They targeted Malik Nabers 18 times last time. He had a hell of a day. He dropped that last one, which is still gnawing at him. Who's going to cover, or what combination is going to work against Malik Nabers?
Yeah, it's a great question. You're going to try to probably alternate some guys in terms of Benjamin St. Juste, Noah I, and also Mike Sanderstill. Whoever, gets matched up on him and does a good job, they're probably going to stick on Nabers, try to match that DB up with Nabers as much as possible. I think you're going to see kind of a rotation the first couple of quarters and see who can lock him down the best. Let's talk about Mike Sanderstill, guys. I mean, what what a transition he's made from a guy that's been a slot corner all of college mostly. He's gone to the outside to kind of help with the depth because of the struggles of Emmanuel Forbes, and he's been tremendous. So Sanderson on the outside has been a big revelation for this team. And then Benjamin St. Juste, he's done a nice job. Yes, he had that tough penalty against Chicago that probably should have cost them the game. But I think for the most part, St. Juste has had his moments. Noah I's been really good in certain spots. So, yes, Malik Nabers, he's a problem. You know, his best friend's on the other side of the field in Jayden Daniels. He's going to want to perform. He performed in week 2. So, yes, with Tracy being out, and who knows with Singletary, if he can get going on the running game, they're going to target Nabers plenty and often in this football game.
Scott, I feel like the Commanders' pass rush is going to have a big day this weekend. Daniel Jones has been sacked 11 times in the last 2 games, 7 times by the Eagles, 4 times by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I just feel like they're going to get home this Sunday against Daniel Jones.
They've been improving. The whole defensive unit as a whole. It's been awesome to see these last 4 weeks really kind of come together. I think from an average, they're giving up only about 15 points per game the last 4 weeks. And you saw what they did to Caleb Williams last week, and they made him uncomfortable. Yeah, he's an escape artist, Caleb. He was really good getting out of the rough, eluding pressure. Daniel Jones, yes, he can beat you with his legs. He's the same type of a quarterback of trying to maneuver with his legs, but they're getting pressure on the quarterback. Sometimes they're not getting home. Sometimes they are, but you're going to see them dial up the pressure because it's been working. Whatever they've been doing the last 4 weeks, it's been working with Joe Witt Jr. calling the plays, and obviously Dan Quinn has his fingerprints on this defense as well. So you got guys of like a Dorrance Armstrong and blitzing guys like the Luvus and the Wagners and the Fowlers. And don't forget the interior guys, because quarterbacks hate pressure up the middle. And Deron Payne, Johnny Newton, Fedarian Mathis all have been very good. So I expect Daniel Jones to be a little bit uncomfortable back there on Sunday.
Talking to Scott Abraham, news anchor and director for ABC7. So I saw you guys listening to Terry McLaurin talk about the team camaraderie and how the camaraderie has grown. I'm just curious, you're at the park almost every day. Did guys dress up yesterday for Halloween? What happened?
And to my knowledge, they had a little Halloween party the day before. So I believe they had a big thing at the park on Tuesday where the kids, the sons and the daughters of the players got dressed up. Some of the players got dressed up, and they had like a little trick or treat in the hallway in Ashburn at the team headquarters. They do that every year. It's a really cool deal. I saw, some of the players dressed up, and I also believe the players themselves, they had a little Halloween party at night with their spouses and their girlfriends and the wives. So yeah, they got into the spirit. So in terms of like dressing up last night, I'm not too sure, but I know the last couple of days they had some festivities.
Speaking of the spirit, I saw your new photo by Ben Rice. What are you thinking there in your photo? You got kind of the bubble in the background, and Scott's kind of like looking into the horizon. I don't know, like what did the photographer tell you to do? It's not a smile. You're just kind of like looking off.
He just told me to look to the side, and I guess I had some aura going on behind me with the background, and he snapped the photo. I was like, all right, and I think I captured a new album cover. It looked like an album cover to me, guys.
You're looking good there, Scott.
What time do they practice today?
Practice at 11:10.
Friday's always 11.
And then
okay.
Quinn will talk after practice, and we'll figure out a little bit more about these injuries. And this is a big 4-game stretch. I know you take it one game at a time, but you look at the schedule. This is some big boy football. Giants, Steelers, then you have the Eagles, and then you have the Dallas Cowboys. So another big 4-game stretch for the fellas.
Yeah, 3 divisional games in the next month.
Yeah,
Big
I mean, this is you want to make some hay, and I talk about it all the time with our viewers, and probably you guys do probably with your listeners. You take care of business in the division, you win the division, you're guaranteed a home playoff game. So that's obviously the mission right now. They're 6-2, but the most important part of the thing is division games. They basically count double. So get another win on Sunday against the Giants. You're 2-0 in the division, and of course you got the big boys in the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys looming.
So I know you're a little concerned, just like Bickle is. You're a little concerned about it, but what's your prediction?
So I've been pretty good here with these predictions, guys. I said 3 points against the Bears, and I nailed that one. And certain that was a little luck. But I'm going to go. I think the spread is 3.5, 4 right now. I'm going to go another 3-point win, guys. I'm going to go. Let's go Commanders. Let's go Commanders 20, and we'll go Giants 17.
Oh, wow.
Lower scoring.
That's a nail biter.
Yeah, that's similar to the last game.
It's a rock fight. I think Giants are going to try to make it ugly, and I think it's going to be kind of a nasty NFC East in between the trenches game.
Just to give you a chance to talk about Pete Medhurst, because I saw you tweeted about it. We talked about it early.
Yeah.
He's been diagnosed with brain cancer, and Pete was part of the show for many, many years. Yeah,
I mean, you guys know, radio, TV, newspaper, we're all one family in a sense, right? And, Pete is – what I've always respected about Pete is he works so hard. I mean, he's everywhere. And I've always respected his Swiss Army knife versatility, and that news crushed me. He's always been very kind to me, coming onto my show, and I just hope he knows that everybody at 7 News in the sports department, we're thinking about him, and he's tough as nails. So I have all the confidence that he's going to fight this and battle through, and I know you guys are with him as well. So I just want to send my well wishes to Pete and his family.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm sure that's appreciated by all of them, definitely.
Very much. Thank you, pal. Yep. Appreciate it, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, buddy.
Take care. Bye, guys.
Yep.
Scott Abraham, 20-17.
I think it's going to be
the last game was 21-18, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be higher scoring than that.
I think so, too.
But I do think it could be close.
See,
but I like my guys.
I think there's going to be a bigger spread this time. I think there's going to be a bigger spread. I think we should go on record. Can we go on record here?
I think Daniel Jones is ripe for like a strip sack fumble or like a pick six. I just feel that energy heading into the week.
24-17.
Let me write it down.
Could be a late score. Washington.
Right.
It could be a late score to make maybe it's tied going into the fourth quarter. But
so you're like him though, a little lower scoring ish.
24. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 27-24, my boys.
Wow.
I just think that
the Giants can get 24 on them.
We just gave up 200 yards on the ground.
That is true.
I mean, Malik Nabers owns us.
I will go 28-20 Commanders.
All right.
That's covers the number.
Also, they're very good in the red zone, right? They're 5th in the league in the red zone.
All right, so
I'm talking about the Giants.
I brought this up earlier.
Defensively.
If you look at the scoring average for Washington on the year, it's 29.5. But over the last 6 games, it's 32.5. Meanwhile, the Giants score 14 points a game. I like it a little bit bigger than you guys. I'm going to go 28-14 Washington, 2 touchdowns.
Daniel Jones, by the way, has gone 3 straight games without throwing a touchdown. Hopefully he goes 4 straight, but he's gone 3 straight, hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. That's not good for their offense. That's pretty bad.
Right. Well, they've scored 28 total
when
in
that
3
happens.
weeks.